Hello, everyone. We are here. We're back. Episode 3. Collectors. And as you can see, we have a very nice panel for tonight on Spider-Man No Way Home premiere eve.
Spoiler review.
So
No.
don't worry, we will not talk about any spoilers. So rest assured, we will block anyone who does that because we want to wait. We want to wait for the movie. And as you know, guys, this is a Between Collectors show. So you guys have the power of asking us any questions you want, anything meaningful, obviously, we will answer it and we will go over different topics. We have few announcements this morning, a couple things that might happen this week. And then we're going to ask the panel some questions that I think you will be interested to hear. But before we start, as usual, I'm going to say welcome to my panel. We have Anthony from Six Scale Mafia. What's up, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to be here tonight.
We have Jay from Brother Cousins.
How you guys doing tonight?
And we have Peyton from PEYSTRICK.
What's up? What's up?
With a nice Spider-Man figure in front of the camera so you guys can see what's going to happen. Are you guys excited from No Way Home? Who's going to watch it tomorrow?
I'm going tomorrow.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I'm raising my hand because I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm not going, man. I'm gonna be doomed. It's gonna get ruined. It already got ruined for me anyway, but it's
I've already seen
more
some
so.
of it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. So that's a
Don't
Don't
good.
go on YouTube.
I'm just gonna
Just
say
watch us.
this
Just
for
watch us
everybody.
on
YouTube.
Yeah,
Be
for
clear about
everybody
it.
watching.
Just watch us.
If you open your YouTube, don't look at anything and try to just navigate to a search bar real quick. Don't because I open my home screen and there's thumbnails with the theater reactions and there's spoilers everywhere, and all I did was open. That's all I'm saying.
I know about
They just
that. That
ruin
happened
things.
in game for me.
Oh, man. I remember before we say hi to the people in the chat. I remember when The Force Awakens, right? I was so excited to see that movie. And then I don't know who the freak put something on Facebook. Oh, Han Solo died.
That happened to me too.
And they put a picture, they put the whole thing, pretty much. And I'm
Oh.
like, oh, come
Terrible.
on. You're going to be kidding me. And
Google
then when
ruined it for me, man. I was just typing. I said, "Why did?" and the autocomplete said, "Han Solo die." I was like, "What the hell, Google?"
It is really hard. It is really hard to keep
Yeah.
secrets. But anyway,
Yes.
I'm going to say hi to the people in the chat. We have Duck Collector in the house. We have
Hey.
Catherine. Primetime Reviews. Good evening, guys. Pumped for the stream. Thank you, my friend. JC in the house. Lane Kramer. We have Carlos. We have Carbonite Kit. He's a usual suspect. He always follows us and watch the show. So thank you, my friend, for that.
Always, what's up,
We
buddy?
do really appreciate
What's
it.
up, man?
16 which is gonna be in the show. I believe next week. Correct me if I'm wrong. My memory sucks. It's really, it's 8 p.m. So I'm already fried. My brain is like. We have Jay-Z in the house. What's good? We have Jason Douglas. If Ahsoka is being released soon, shouldn't we be getting emails from Sideshow? That's a good point. We're gonna talk about
Hopefully.
that also. Six Collector. What about the Bad Pod and Stormtrooper Commanders? Should we get emails from that too? We're gonna talk about that too. Carlos Burgos in the house. What's up, my friend J Rod? We have Six Collector, Proxilla, Hulk Smash
Mhm.
Toys, and everyone watching in your homes and around the world. All right, guys. So let's start with the first topic, right? And this is something that I guess we all knew was going to happen at one point because we had some Spider-Man figures going on. Hot Toys actually show it to us before, but I will say a bit surprised to see this guy coming very sooner rather than later, which is Doctor Strange. Which yes, it is pretty much a reissue, right? Same has scope, new accessories, yes. That's technically a 2.0. It's a No Way Home figure, but I'm gonna start with Jay. I know, Jay, that you put a figure preview earlier today as well. I haven't seen it yet because I wanted
Watched
to
it this morning.
talk about. Oh, look at this guy.
Thanks, guys.
So we wanted to kind of talk about this in the show, so that's why I didn't want to see anything.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna watch it. Don't worry. So, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, do you think? I think we're gonna start seeing a few figures coming because seems to be that this movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, is going to be a hit. So, what are your
Absolutely.
thoughts about this Doctor Strange guy?
I think it's cool. I was hoping, and I kind of said this in my video. I was like, I was hoping to see more villains, at least a villain released like on the eve of the release. It would have been nice to see, a Doctor Octopus or something like that. But this figure is a good figure. I like what it comes with. I like the new accessories. I like the fact that we get those lighting. We get LED lighting effects with his with Doctor Strange's, magical effects. So that's going to be cool. But like you said, it pretty much is a reissue of the Avengers Infinity War figure. It does look like the head sculpt is a little bit different. The hair on this is crazy. I mean, that hair, if you blink, it almost looks rooted. It looks that good.
Yeah.
Um, and I know we're definitely going to be getting now that they have these characters kind of pairing off in movies and stuff like that. We're going to get re-releases of figures that we once got before. But it is kind of upsetting because it's like I'm happy for, but at the same time, I really was expecting to see something else. But I do think they're putting this out first because there's more good stuff to come. So
Mm.
look at it like that. But all in all, I think it's a decent release. But I don't think I think if you don't have the figure, great. If you do have the figure, it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's cool.
Right. It's not like a break the internet type of release, right? But still, a
Exactly.
lot of people missed, and this is funny because this is what the third version, I think, of
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. A lot of people
Yep.
missed on the first one, missed on the second one, and the second one actually was pretty good. I think it was an improvement from the first one.
Yeah.
Yes, we did have the Book of Agamotto on the second release, but it was an improvement overall, right? This one is kind
Absolutely.
of following that path, right? Love the hair sculpt, yes. The hair looks very nice. I think Hatos is taking a lot of love when they do the painting on these hair sculpts. But Pastrik, I wanna hear your take on this one. I mean, it's a good I guess a preamble of what we should see coming soon.
The fact that they just go ahead and get this out of the way, I think that's a good sign, because I'm happy to get this. I've got it pre-ordered because I didn't have the previous version, so this is a great opportunity to get this if you didn't already have it. But I think we're gonna get some pretty pretty big figures from this. I think we'll see Green Goblin. I think we'll see Doc Ock. We may see Lizard because I think they could
Mhm.
honestly reissue or repaint the Venom figure to make that, and we could very easily see that Sandman base from a previous figure return. So there's a lot of ways they could do this, but I
Yeah.
think they're going to go all in with this and capitalize off of it.
Yeah, and as you can see in this picture, we have the promo figure, right?
Mhm.
With that box, whatever that's called, and then we have the cape. So I think a lot of people are gonna get this battle damage because it will blend nicely with the figure. But again, it is really same thing, despite the new additions of the accessories, few things here and there, like the accessories in the back, right? That looks pretty cool, right? But the head scope
Absolutely.
is really the same. This is really nice, like how they did it, like with the hand, and then we have this type of base, right, where you can see this little um what a magic effect, whatever you want to call it. But it does look very nice. And Anthony, what are your thoughts about this? Oh, this is actually pretty nice about this Doctor Strange. Is that strange that this happened?
Yeah. No, I mean, and I've been saying it for the past few weeks. I was like, we're gonna get another Strange, man, for the same reasons. I mean, people missed the first, people missed the second. It's kind of an odd release. I don't want to say that they should have used their resources on other things. I'm sure they have. We're gonna get a lot more Spider-Man stuff, but I don't know if this is worth picking up, even if you don't have the first and second release, because this really is kind of just a reissue almost. I mean, a few other accessories, same thing. I mean, only because his movie's around the corner, and all three of these outfits are, you know what I mean? I'm thinking maybe you
Yeah.
can hold off for the movie version. It's just, that he's got these accessories, and if you want them, it's like, it's kind of tricky, but I mean, he looks great, and we've mentioned before, Hot Toys has been nailing the sculpted hair this year. Like every release so far that they've shown, anyway. Like nothing out yet, but like Loki, Sylvie, This. I mean,
Yep.
they really up their game with sculpted hair.
Absolutely. I
Mm.
want to see a version. I'm sorry. I want to see a version with the yellow gloves. That's what I want to see because I think we did get the yellow gloves in Thor Ragnarok for that one scene,
Oh
and we never
yeah,
saw them again.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that. I remember what did yeah, right. I now I
Yeah.
remember. What did they drop that though?
I don't know. Yeah, it was. They should just come out with that. I mean, that would have. I think that would. It would have been a small thing, but I think that would have been a thing that when you would have had more people talking.
Right.
Like, wow,
Absolutely.
this I got to get it just because of the gloves, because everybody likes more comic accurate,
Yeah,
type of
exactly.
yeah
Yeah, that's
costumes
true.
and stuff.
That's true. One
Absolutely.
thing that I have a complaint about this, and yes, I'm gonna rant. No, I'm not gonna rant. So the thing that I didn't like about the first figure is the articulation on the feet, which kind of suck.
Yeah.
I guess because it is one piece and it's really difficult to balance the figure. I mean, you can still do poses and everything, but they're reusing this little circle at the bottom, which is similar to the one that came with Star Lord, right? That kind of like a nice translucent effect, right? It's a huge plus. This fire effects with all those magic things. I mean, it
I
does
really
look
like that. If you can pose it like that and have these come up like that, that's a
right.
nice just centerpiece. But
No, no, definitely, it is a nice looking one, but I mean, the poses are nice. I like this rock with this fountain with some magic crap going on. I kind of like that too. So I think what they're doing now is giving more accessories, and of course, it will make sense because this is pretty much you know done, right? They've
Yeah.
done this figure already,
Yep.
you know. And I just think it was a good call for people that missed out. I mean, obviously, I will get it to do the unboxing and review of that one when it comes. I don't think it's gonna come by the time they said. I think it's 2023, sometime in 2023. I don't think it's gonna be released then. I think it's gonna be way sooner than that, probably
I
sometime
hope so.
next year, I will say.
Yeah. All they got to do is get those accessories together, and I mean, some of
Right.
those flame effects and stuff. We've seen that before, so yeah,
Right.
I don't see it taking to 2023. It's really, this is something that they can get out the door and be a real quick cash grab for Hot Toys. So yeah, I can definitely see this coming out of, I would say probably around the end, probably not even the end of the year, probably by the summer.
Right. And if you want to get this figure, you need to go to Comic Concepts. He has it for $299.99 plus
Ooh, excuse
shipping.
me.
So this is definitely a figure that you should get if you're a Spider-Man lover, or if you miss Doctor Strange. Again, when the time comes, I will have the figure for the unboxing and review and tell you whether it's a good or not. I mean, obviously it's gonna be good because it's a $300 figure. It's also Doctor Strange. You're gonna have cool accessories. um you know just you can pre-order now, you can wait, it's up to you. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of drop that there. So comicconcepts.com is available 299.99. I don't think it's bad. I don't know how much is in Sideshow. I think it's more three something.
Think so.
Let me take a look real quick.
I paid $3.15 for mine on Sideshow, I think,
Oh, 315. Oh wow.
and they've already got the shipping on there too. I think it was like 23 shipping.
Oh really? So they're quoting shipping now. Yeah, it's 315.
Oh wow.
So you can get, I mean, you saving $15, so that's savings, right? Anything savings, I'm in.
Right.
Anything savings, I'm in. But yeah, so this is something that we should expect to see coming sooner. I don't think we're gonna wait until 2023 because it will not make sense. To me, it will not make sense if you ask me, right? So now there is another one, and I know, guys, I put this on the thumbnail, but I saw this one too. I saw this one actually earlier today, um, and let me know what you think. I mean, I'm gonna start with Paystrick on this one. So we got this. What was that? Let me just take that. Conversation is private. Oh, you guys check my conversation. That's not good. All right. So Doc Ock, right? So they basically, you know, show this cause baby. It's from Hot Toys. So yes, it is not the likeness of Doc Ock, obviously not. But could this be a sign, Paystrick, that we should see this guy coming? I was told a while ago that Doc Ock was in the works and it was supposed to be announced before the movie started. That's what I was told. Then I was told that Hot Toys was thinking of doing villains, but then I was told that now they're considering doing villains. So I don't know at this point what the hell's going on, but I guess when they actually do something, we'll know. But based on this, I'm gonna pull the Aries line. Is it possible that we're gonna see Doc Ock at one point?
Well, you have to wonder.
You have to wonder.
But no, that kind of tends to be a trend that they do. They'll give us the cost baby first, and then 3 months later they'll tease it, and then we won't see it again for a year, and then they'll put it up for pre-order just at a random, unexpected time. Probably what we'll get with this. I would see that they won't give us Goblin and Ock right off the bat. We're gonna get one like immediately, and then we'll have one where we have to like, okay, are we gonna get this? And then it'll just show up. That's kind of what they tend to do with stuff like this.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what I tend to do. What do you think, brother Cousins? Do you think we're gonna this could be a sign that Doc Ock is coming at one point? Maybe sooner rather than maybe they're gonna wait a couple weeks until the movies at least a lot of people watch the movie before doing anything or what?
I think, and looking at that post that they put earlier this week about the villains and what villains that you guys wanted to see, and they highlighted those three: Doc Ock, uh, Electro, and the Green Goblin. So if I think they're going to make villains, it'll be that three. So um, especially Jamie Foxx, because they already did that before. So I'm sure they already have his likeness. Um, so yeah, I would say we're going to get this. I think this is a good indication that we're going to get a villain, or get at least at the minimum Doc Ock and the Goblin, especially Doc Ock. I mean, I think he's the fan favorite. When you think of Spider-Man villain, I don't know about everybody else, but I tend to think of Doc Ock. I think that's one of his most iconic villains. So I think that we're definitely going to get that. And we all seen the third party version. The third party version is dope. But we all know Hot Toys likes to kind of like cut off the third party people by doing their own version. So just to say, hey, look at us, we're doing it better. So I really think that we're going to get a Doc Ock, and I think we're going to get it soon. I would say, I would say we should see that probably by the end of the theatrical run of Spider-Man, which now is like 45 days. So I would say sometime next year we should be seeing an announcement from that. I wouldn't be shocked if we see an announcement, tomorrow or after this
That'd be
weekend.
awesome.
That will be sick. That will build expectations even more, right?
Yeah.
Anthony, what do you think? Doc Ock in the pipeline, or this was just one off?
Nah, it's tough to say because I think they're gonna, in my opinion, and I don't know anything, man, but I think they're gonna run this Spider-Man movie similar to the Endgame movie. As far as Hot Toys goes, because there's not much going on right now in Marvel. There's a couple things, right? Like we'll probably get a Hawkeye and a Bishop, a couple, here and there's, but I'm thinking they may just run this movie because there's a lot of stuff. And, like Brother Cuz was saying, we'll probably see villains because we already know they're there, right? Mm-hmm. So expect to see
a lot of villains. Yeah. A lot of villains. So it's not only one, it's a lot.
Well, and I agree for the majority. I think it's just going to be, Goblin and Ock and Electro. Personally, I think they're coming. Might as well. They put that out, and they saw what the reissue or the third parties are doing. So, imagine Hot Toys versions of those that are current.
Yeah.
Not like the other movie versions. I mean, dude, those are something I would definitely get. And I think that's going to happen. And maybe in a couple weeks, we'll get other announcements once people have had time to see the movie, things like that.
The madness, right?
Madness.
Not to mention that we're going to see Doctor Strange coming as well next year, I think, right? The Multiverse of Madness. So
yeah, and that's what I think. I think this Doctor Strange is probably going to be out for purchase, like right when that movie's about to come out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Too. Yeah.
So Carlos asked me a question. He said, "If Hot Toys comes out with Doc Ock, will you do a side-by-side review?" Yes, I do have the Toys Era, which is actually pretty good figure. I really like it. I'm not a third-party collector. I collect few pieces here and there. I think I only have 3 or 4. But that one I have, and the Green Goblin I have, and honestly, that Green Goblin is money. It looks very good.
It's a
The
good figure.
suit, oh my god, it looks very nice. The Dark Arc also very good. Maybe the Hesco maybe it's not 100%, but it will do the job. I think
It's
if
good.
Hatos does it, I think they're gonna nail it. I think they're
You
gonna
know,
nail it.
speaking of third party, did you see that Chosen one today?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one too.
Okay.
The Chosen
So I was
one.
yeah, right. Because hey, not bad.
Not
The
bad at
hair,
all.
though.
The hair looks like funny, but hey, you can fix that. I was able to fix that myself with some gel and
Right.
trimming the hair for Black Widow and the for the
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War, and I made it look like really good. If I can do it with zero skills, can you imagine other people? That's gonna
Exactly.
be no problem. Actually, it's gonna be much easier for them. They can dye it a bit darker. They can just play with the hair. You'll see. So this was another one that they teased, right? Hot Toys about the Green Goblin. They were asking several questions. They did actually ask the question on their Weeboo site about which villain would you like to see. I mean, we want to see all of them, man.
Yeah,
Should I put the Deer Howard now?
let's
Later,
do it.
later. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Share this, and then we'll do the Deer Howard because people like the Deer Howard. So I'm gonna start with Anthony on this one. So Green Goblin, yes, chances are that we probably gonna see Dark Oak by Hot Toys. I mean, at this point, I think they just sat down at the table and said, you know what? There's no freaking way we're not gonna do this. This is too difficult to pass because this movie is already a hit. And wait until people start watching it. So Green Goblin, do you think Green Goblin is next?
Yeah, I mean, out of the three, I don't know if he would be the easiest. I think Doc would definitely be the hardest, right? With all the tentacles and everything. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think he would probably maybe he's the main villain, right? That's how they're showcasing it, right? He's like, it's Goblin. He's like the main guy, right? So I think he would be. Yeah, I think he'd probably be the first. I mean, if they're gonna do it, then maybe this week or so we'll get an announcement. Maybe Friday. Nah, I don't know about Friday. Sometime real soon though, right? You'd think.
Yeah, sometime real soon. I think. Well, depending on how many villains, maybe they're waiting. Maybe they're gonna actually do all villains. Who knows? Paystrick, what do you think? All
All right.
villains?
Yeah, this is easy. Green Goblin Deluxe. You get the head sculpt and the hood that we see in the trailer. I think that's what they'll do with this. I hope they do, at least.
I like where you're going with this, man.
Yeah.
I kind of like where you're going with this.
Well, I'm wondering if those are two different goblins.
It's possible.
I don't
So
like
then
where
it's
you're going with
like,
this.
you see where I'm saying? So then is
Yeah.
there, if there is two different goblins, we'd probably just get this one.
Yeah.
I think this movie is gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be super crazy. I mean, you really probably need to watch it a couple times to dissect the whole craziness that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, Jay. So, Green Goblin, is it possible?
Is it possible? And I would say yes. Always wanted to do that. But yeah, I definitely. I mean, absolutely. I see them doing that. I think he's gonna be one of we know he's gonna be one of the big bads in it, or maybe not. But I really think they're gonna do the figure. I think they're gonna do villains for this line because the villains are so deep. And the love of Spider-Man right now. I think a lot of people are kind of not done with the MCU, but we got tired with that whole Endgame line and with it taking so long for those figures to come out and everything. So, but I think Spider-Man has a lot of staying power. I think a lot of people are really into Spider-Man right now, especially with this movie. And then we know what's rumored to come in this movie, that it's going to be different, but we know what all the rumors and different Spider-Men that may or may not be in the movie. I think they're really going to go really deep on this line, So we'll see a lot of different Spider-Man outfits, because I think we already got 3 Spider-Man outfits that they announced and one released already. The black suit released. We have the integrated suit released, and then there's another one I think I'm forgetting.
The battle damage, the far from
the
home.
battle. Yes, how did I forget that one? The battle damage one. So you're going to definitely see some. You're going to see some villains because you're getting a lot of Spider-Man. And I think, like Anthony, just to echo what Anthony was saying, this is going to be like their new end game line, since the end game line is now wrapping up. So
I predict at least 6 more figures.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 6 more figures. That's a lot of figures, man.
Yeah.
I do think that we are gonna see those two, at least those two. I mean, there's no way they cannot do those. I don't know how soon, but hopefully it's sooner. But I want to also talk about, before we go to Prime One Studio Joker, because I have my thoughts about it, and we're gonna expand a little bit on the topic. But the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker.
You are the chosen one.
No.
The hair.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So, it looks like my aunt with this, but Anthony, talk to me, man.
You know, it's
Has
hard to.
I mean, just bypass for just a moment. Bypass the hair. The hair is absolutely a math. It's crazy.
The hair will be easy to
Right?
to mess
But
with,
it's
like
easy
you said.
fix. It's an easy
Yeah.
fix.
Yeah.
His scope looks pretty good though.
It looks pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. We're at a weird crossroad, right? Because you're either gonna get a reissue with Obi-Wan, and that's just pure speculation. Like if they do a straight reissue without the Mustafar base, just for the hell of it, because they know how much it's going for aftermarket. So that may or may not happen, and if not, this is pretty cool, dude. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a weird road, right? Like you could go pick up this third party figure, right? And it's going to be cheap, I'm sure. I haven't even checked the price, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper than the other one. And it does look really good. So that hair, bro, it looks like Carrot Top. Man, we're gonna have to like play with that, and but look. Otherwise, man, like kind of hide the hair a little bit. Take a look at it, and you're like,
Mama
what?
Anakin.
Look, I'm just saying, it's still pretty sweet, dude. It's still pretty sweet for a third party, and yeah, man, if you don't have a dark side Anakin and you don't want to wait another 2.5, 3 years to maybe get an announcement of a reissue from the Obi-Wan show or even a different Anakin, then yeah, man, it's worth picking up, dude. You just may have to play with the hair.
Pastry, I think he looks very nice. Somebody says Darth Karen.
Ready to speak to the manager for sure.
Oh my god.
So let's just yeah, this hair looks fun. It looks
Fantina,
very
yeah.
funny. That's the thing. But let's just kind of like, let's just
We'll go to a different picture, man. We're just cracking up at this one.
That's why I put it. That's the purpose. So
Fair enough.
I mean, I cannot jump on
I
this.
don't know if that was any better. It's like, hello.
Okay, our boy looks like evil Jesus. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
No, that's actually right. I forgot who I'm gonna talk first. Is that Pastry or Jay?
Yeah.
Well, Pastry, right?
You can put the Clone Wars head sculpt on here, potentially, and then that could help with that. And then if you want to display the dark side, you got to put the hood on.
You have to do like a bond or something.
this might even be cheap enough to just pick up a few and just have bodies.
No.
true, yeah.
Pick up a few, customize it.
Just like
Go-
different Jedi. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be. It's kind of a general. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a
Yeah.
Jedi.
Does this come with 2 head sculpts?
I don't know. They needed a hairstylist, bro, for these photos.
No, I mean,
I think
I
they
don't-
just pulled that shit out of a box and they were like, whatever, just take pictures. Like,
I think no, but let me tell you this. The head sculpt looks actually pretty good though.
It does.
yeah, it does. It looks
It's,
good.
it's like
does look
Hot
good,
Toys
yeah.
quality. Like they
Yeah.
copy and paste really good.
Is this built on a hot toys? Oh my god. Is this built on like a Hot Toys like base? Is this like a kit bash? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like they just took the,
Yo,
took
you-
the molds
you
and
could-
just freaked it.
You could take this guy to a professional hairstylist and get the hair cut and give him like a short hair or something just to mix it up. And
And I hear-
I think
and
it
I
would
hear-
look really good.
And I hear what Dante is saying because you can actually like you could take like a Q-tip and you can take some either some Windex or something like that. I think I've used Windex before, and kind of style the hair a little bit and make it so it's not as boofy.
Yeah, that left picture totally looks like it's just like a mop on his head.
Right.
It's just a little too elevated.
I'm getting especially this picture right here. I'm getting a Fabio vibe, and not our boy Fabio, not our but Fabio.
Old
I can't believe
school.
it's not. Yeah, I can't believe it's not butter.
Spray.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
man.
but you know what? Let me tell you something, guys. I mean, yeah, the hair looks funny as hell. It does. It does. A fact. I mean, you can see the pictures. It's funny. However, though, if you pass the hair and you know, do some commission on this guy, like you send it to whoever does a good job with the hair, whatever. They can. This is an easy fix, man.
Yeah,
Yes, you're gonna price a bit. You're gonna pay the price for it, right? You're gonna pay for it, but it is a good hair sculpt. I mean,
It
it's
is.
really,
It
really,
is. It
really
is.
good hair sculpt. So that right there, a lot of people are gonna buy this thing, just because of
Absolutely.
that.
How much is this selling for?
Oh, I have no idea, but it's probably like has to be less than $200, 150, 180 probably. It's not licensed, so they cannot charge you $400 for it.
Right.
And this is gonna sell.
It is.
I'm
Absolutely.
telling you,
It
this
is.
is gonna sell, and I'm probably gonna get this one just for the sake of getting the light side hair sculpt and just have it fix the have someone to fix the hair. But other than that, I don't think it's that bad. Besides the crazy hair.
Nah, you
You're
can play
right.
with it.
That's and
Mark
you're
Max's
right.
Wahlberg.
That's a
Geekdom
good
says it's
use.
KG
150.
Smith says looks like Mark Wahlberg for the movie
Oh my
Rockstar.
god.
Yeah,
It
maybe that
does.
left, maybe
It
the
really
left
does.
picture with the 70s style kind of hair, but that middle looks all right. I think you can mess with this guy
David
pretty good, man.
And
Yeah,
I'll
that's
add
terrible.
another
songwriter.
thing to it. There's something called green stuff, and what it is you can sculpt. It's a two-part like epoxy, and you can sculpt hair with it. And I used it for a custom figure. Not ready to show that yet. I got a video coming eventually, but it's
Nice.
incredibly easy to use. And you just use a razor and do the lines, and then get the sculpt right. And it's like $10 on Amazon. So you could cut the hair off of this thing and sculpt hair yourself. That's potentially a custom you could do with that, but
Hmm. So there was a lot of controversy about this thing here, and we're gonna expand a little bit because I have my opinion on this about
Ooh.
the Prime One Studio Heath Ledger Joker, right? um we can argue all day about this, right? And we can have our points, and not nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We just kind of talk
Yeah.
about what we see, and then you guys are free to say anything that you want on the chat. But you know this I was disappointed, to be honest with you, because I wanted this particular statue to be my first statue, and I was putting a lot of faith in it. I mean, my friend Easy told me about this. My boy Will Foxification told me about this. He got me this close to actually pre-ordered it, and Will told me, "Listen, don't do it. Just wait until the final product, because sometimes these statues tend to lower the likeness from the prototype to the final product. So just wait for it, and then if it comes good, you just order it or whatever." So I'm not buying this, and we can argue about this, and I spoke about this many times, different shows, but not related to statues, but hattus in general. Yes, you want to have the product in hands to make your decision, right? Whether this is going to be a buy or pass. But like, is it fair to judge the final product of a figure based on pictures? And I'm gonna start this one with Anthony. Is it fair to judge a figure, statue, whatever that is, based on
Well,
pictures?
yeah, kinda. I mean, kinda, right? I mean, you factor in other things too. I mean, you're watching TV or whatever, commercial or an ad, and you see this, I don't know, a car, for example. You know, you see the new car, you get a visual representation of what that car looks like. Never mind like how it runs and all that stuff, but just that's the final product. That's not a concept piece, you know, or anything like this. Is what it is. It's final commercial product. Now, it's not fair in any type of commerce to have to be able to judge the quality of the visuals of something purely by in person, in my opinion. Right. So I get like with prototypes, you look at prototypes and you're like, okay, that's either really like amazing looking or it looks horrible, but either way, the outcome of the argument's always the same. You're like, oh, it's a prototype. It may change. It may get better. It may get worse. But when you put out final product and it looks like that garbage, nah, man, that's a joke. That's a joke. And I don't know if what they did, if they had like a master sculptor do the prototype, right? Maybe they commissioned him and then he's not available or he's too expensive. So then they have like kind of, I wouldn't want to say lesser or apprentice ones, but like people who aren't maybe as good to do the bulk, you know, and it's just not that great. And then you see it and you're just kind of like this bait and switch, right? You put out something amazing looking, like that prototype looks freaking amazing, and then everybody pre-orders it, or some people just straight up buy it, just pay it off. You know, they get all this kind of, it's like video games, bro. They'll put out these E3 trailers or something and everything looks freaking sweet and people pre-order and all this shit. And then the game comes out and it's trash. Looks nothing like the reveal.
Cyberpunk.
But just to be fair in the comparison, right? So we talk about a video game that is $60 versus a Hot Toys figure to just go to the cheapest.
Sure, but it's still their business, whatever it is.
No, I understand. I understand that, but you have the option. I mean, if you do a game that is trashy, right? They can actually do something within the game, a patch or something, and then send you an update to fix
right,
whatever.
They can update the statue.
Right? They can.
Right.
But a
I
figure,
get that.
how can you update the figure? I mean, you will have to recall it. It will look horrible for the company. But before I give my opinion about this, Jay, what do you think? Do you think it's fair to judge the final product based on the pics or what?
You know, I've ran into this before, and I'm not sure if is this. I know this is Prime One, but is that through Blitz? Did Blitzway
It's a
have
collaboration with Blitzway?
Okay,
Look at the difference. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
not
this
a
happened
man
with
rub,
this happened with Bill and Ted, and a lot of people, because they could kind of get away with it with Bill and Ted because that set was like a $300-$400 set, and wasn't, let's be honest, not that many people into Bill and Ted as it is the Dark Knight. So with Ted's figure, doesn't look anything like Keanu Reeves. It's close as a younger Keanu Reeves, to be fair. It's close enough for me to be like, oh, it's still good. But looking at the prototype and then looking at the final product, I was like, what the hell is this? My biggest problem with that set was the actors are smaller, and one is smaller and one is taller. And even those proportions are completely off for being a 1/6 scale piece. And I know that's Bill and Ted, but I'm just going back because it's Blitzway. I've heard that Blitzway has been, and this is not a bash on Blitzway, but I've heard that there have been pieces that sometimes their pieces are really good. When they're really good, they're really good. And when they're bad, they're kind of like this. And that's what I'm trying to say. Not trying to crap on Blitzway or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do, because I just bought some good stuff from Blitzway. But I'm just saying sometimes the quality is hit or miss. And this right here is a definite miss. Now, is it, to answer your question, is it fair to judge off of pictures? I mean, oftentimes, even when I was collecting in the McFarlane days, sometimes you would get figures that wasn't exactly like the prototype. And for a $10, $15 figure, that's fine. But when you have people shelling out $1,500 to $2,000 and they get this, it's kind of unacceptable.
Fair
point. Straight up is. And there's no kind of about it. That's a lot of money, dude.
First point. And another thing is, before I go to PEYSTRICK on this one, if you're a new buyer like me, like, again, I have zero experience with statues. I've seen statues based on pictures. Obviously, I don't own anything, so maybe I'm the least qualified to talk about it. But if you are a person who wants to get into the game of statues and you see a figure that the prototype, right, when you go to the page and then when you see the final product is way off, I mean, you need to kind of say, you know what, should I pay 1,400 for this? I mean, it's a huge difference, right? But Pastry, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
To answer the question right off the bat, I'd say when it looks like this, yeah, it's fair, because this is obvious, a night and day difference. And like if you look at the left and then you look at the right, the face is a different shape. The hair is, I'd say the hair is somewhat close, but like this, the entire face is like almost like they just like a Chinese replica basically. And then somebody in the chat said it. The outfit's completely different. It's not even the same outfit at all.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? So I think if you ask me, and again, I'm gonna put my hat of a person who wants to buy this for the very first time, and I have no clue about anything. I have nothing, no knowledge. I just kind of like it because I like the character, and I see this. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. I will say, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna put my money on this because I don't think this is what I should get, right? But talking about should we take the risk and buy the figure or statue knowing the existing issue? Because some people might say, you know what, it's a picture, the lighting, this and that. I said this many times. If you're paying $1,400 for whatever it is, figure, whatever it is, and you can say, oh, because of the lighting, it doesn't look as good. I mean, I don't think that's a good excuse. If you're paying something $1,400, has to be 90% from the prototype period. Nothing less.
Absolutely.
It's $1,400. If it's $50, whatever. 30%, I'm okay with that. Whatever. It's just you're paying so much money. This is a high-end product. So, Jay, should we take the risk and buy the figure statue knowing the existing issue? Just because the pictures, they're not light, with the good lighting or something like that, or what? What should we do?
All I can say with certain products, buyer beware. And that's a real thing, buyer beware. And it's funny because I kind of was in this risk, bringing up again the Blitzway Terminator arm. I didn't know what to expect, and a lot of people was waiting. We were waiting on that thing for like 3-4 years, and I didn't know what to expect when it came. I was like, oh my god, it's a lot of moving parts. And to be honest with you, I haven't really cracked it open yet, but just I had to open it and play with it and test it, make sure it was working properly, and it seems to be legit, and it is what I expected it. And in that sense, it's great. Mm-hmm. And it was great that it, that worked out, that seems to be working out. But to be honest with you, putting down all that money, I was a little scared, and I paid I think I paid half of it off or something like that before it shipped. And we're talking, that piece is $1,400. So we're talking about like throwing out $800 and just not knowing what it's going to be when it's finally done. It is a little risky, but that's kind of part of the game. But also there's things you can do. It's not like you're getting this from a company where it's like a small company and it's like, oh no, we have your money, you can't get your money back. If it, so I could have seen a review or something and could have looked like, oh well, I'm gonna back out of this. You may lose a little bit of money, but I'd rather lose NRD than lose the whole thing. So take that in consideration as well. In most cases, depending on who you're buying from and what you're buying. If it's a place like, I don't know, if it's a smaller company or whatever like that, maybe you won't have that. So you're taking an even bigger risk, but buyer beware. I think it's the best. It's just, you got to ask yourself, is it worth the risk? For me, the Terminator arm, honestly, I'm a big Terminator fan. I have Terminator robotics tattooed on my wrist. So it's like, for me, it was worth the risk. And if it, that's just how I look at it. So it really depends on, is it worth the risk or not to you? If it's not, if you feel funny about it, don't do it. And if you are going to do it, like I said, don't get it from like a reseller, wait to get it from like a company like Comic Concepts or Sideshow, somewhere where you can get it where you can get a refund, pretty much.
That's true. That's true. So we have about 82 people watching. So please hit the like button. Hit the like button and subscribe to all these fine gentlemen's channel. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. I think we can't. Together we can. So Dark Spartan 062 said maybe the product was plastic and the final was stone. I don't think this is
Mhm.
material. I think this is just the overall quality of the figure, like the
Yeah.
production. Something was missing here, right? Remember what happened with Tony's tank? How well, especially in Asia, they raised their voice to the point that Hatos decided to do a new head sculpt, right? For a $400 figure.
Yeah.
This is a $1,400 statue. So should Blitzway recall it or stop, shipping to fix the issue? I mean, Pasted, what are your thoughts on this? But actually, before you talk about this, I want to actually address this Penny Wasman comment. That pretty good point. He said, "Did people have much choice with risk on this? Don't they have to pay for the rest when it's due to arrive? I mean, I guess payment plans from someone like Sideshow are different. No, what I meant to that is a person like me, right? That I'm gonna wait until the figure is actually released. I don't have to pre-order it. I just want to wait until the figure is released to make my decision. And there's a lot of people like me that they don't want to pre-order this. They just want to make sure that the final product delivers. So how do we judge the final product? By looking at the pictures or looking at reviews from whoever, right? Excuse me. In this case, we got many pictures about this, and some of them are much better than others. Fair point, because it is the truth. Lighting is different on others, but if you're taking a picture of a figure that has the quality of the Joker on the left, the good one, no matter which phone you use, no matter what lighting you use, has to look like that. Period. But if something is lower quality, no matter how good your lighting is, the camera you're using is still gonna look off.
Yeah.
Because we have something to compare. This is the thing. If the Joker on the right is the first Joker we've seen ever, you have nothing else to compare, then probably you're gonna say, "Oh, this is good." But
Right.
now they gave us the prototype, totally different.
These look like
Pastry,
two different products. When I
two
first saw
different
these
products.
pictures,
They
yeah,
do.
when I first saw these pictures, I was like, "Oh, that must be a $50." I was like, "Why are they putting that $50 figure up to this statue?"
Prime
And they were
one.
like, "No, that's the prototype." I was like, "What?"
It
It's
was a
night and
Joker.
day.
It was a
Yeah.
Joker. But yeah, I hope I answered that question. It was a good point, Penny Wasman. Pastrik.
I just want to look at. I saw a comment here a second ago. Somebody said that have they made a statement about this yet? It looks like a knockoff or a fake. And I'm actually curious to the answer to that question too. Have they said anything about this?
I haven't heard about it.
Because
You
it's a good
think you
point.
think
It
is
very
you
well
think
may
it's
be
a
a
bad
fake.
do you think it's a bad publicity made on purpose? But I think many collectors got it and they unbox this and they show it. They
Oh,
show the
really?
pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, man, at this point, how social media is, you never know, man. It could
Yeah.
be probably we're talking malarkey. We're talking crap probably right now, right? But I mean, based on what we've seen, that's what it looks like. That it is indeed I mean, it was from the packaging from the Prime One packaging, and then they got this unboxing, and they showed the picture of this. And many collectors try to use different cameras, and the pictures were a bit much better, but still, you can see that it's off. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts? Should we take the risk and meaning that you buy the figure up, when it's released, not pre-ordering it, just to clear that part? Would you take the risk of buying the figure or statue, knowing that this figure has already some issues or statues or whatever it is?
Again, I'm gonna go back to the price range. Like something like this, if I saw this photo, I'm not taking a risk with it. But if it's like something like say for instance, like a Marvel Legends figure or a Black Series figure or even a Hot Toys, there's a little bit of it's not as serious, because it's not like this right here. You're never gonna be able to resell this, and if you do, it's gonna cost you a fortune to ship it. But I wouldn't risk something this expensive with a risk of knowing it's bad because it could be even worse in person. So
Yeah.
Has Primal Blues made a statement about this? It literally looks like a knockoff fake. They haven't said anything, and it's been days. So let me tell you, if this is fake knockoff for real, they would have said something by now, and it will be everywhere. It's
Yeah.
been a few days since this happened. And I don't think they're ignoring the comments from people. Maybe someone from, going to the same side of Prime One talking about this. So, might as well. This is legit, and that's what it is, right? What are your thoughts, Anthony, on this?
Should we take the risk and buy a figure or statue knowing the existing issues? I'm going to say no. I think that is being a foolish consumer. There's, especially in the day and age that we live in, with the internet and content creators such as ourselves, where we may not be purchasing statues on the reg, much less reviewing them. Rest assured, anything you buy, somebody's out there talking about it. So I would say just be educated, do your research before you drop that investment. Now, if you've already purchased or pre-ordered or something and you're iffy and then this pops up, yeah, that's a little tricky, right? Because what do you do in that case? What if you've already paid it or you've already made a bunch of payments? Do you contact a company and say, hey, actually I want a refund, and then is it a hassle? Then you watch reviews later. It turns out it's not that bad. Then you want to like repurchase it or something. But either way, that's a good trade-off for me. I would just, in that case, cancel. If something like this pops up and you're really worried, nah, bow out, man. You don't owe, there's no loyalty, at all. That's your money. So yeah, just stay, I would say, yeah, be educated, man, before you do anything.
Yeah, that's the reason why we have to talk about this thing, because we have the responsibility to the best of our knowledge, because again, we're not experts on this. We're not the owners of the truth. We're not the masters of the universe. We just share our thoughts and try to help you guys make the best decision for you, right? Because at the end of the day, you're the one buying the statue. Whether this like this or not is your call, not mine, not anyone here. But at least we need to speak about this, because it is important for new collectors like me, because I'm new to statues, and for me, I needed to wait to see the final product before buying something this expensive, right? Obviously, even with the Millennium Falcon with the cockpit I have behind me, it wasn't that 100% either. And I made my comments
Right.
when I did the review. There's a few things that for the price, I don't think shouldn't be included. Like some of the painting was a bit cheap,
Yeah.
and I think they should have done a better job on that. Put maybe more lighting, because it's an expensive figure, or
Yes.
diorama rather. So,
Mm.
but I took the risk on that one. So that's why I didn't bitch about it, because I took the risk on that one. I know what I was getting into. I know the expectations. I knew that I might have, it might be a possibility of something going sour. So I took the risk knowingly. So that's up to me, and it's perfectly fine. If you know the risk, if you know what you're gonna do, you do it. If you see if it's perfect, in your favor, if it's trash, you knew what you were getting into. So those are the things that we need to always think before we buy anything expensive, regardless of what it is. Depending on your budget, it could be anything expensive: 200, 300, 5,000, a
Well,
thousand,
especially on
whatever.
this scale.
Yeah.
Like monetarily and literally. I mean, like PEYSTRICK was saying, either you get like a Legends or a Black Series, or okay, you're like, it kind of sucks, whatever. It was $20. I mean, yeah, if it's part of your, that's fun. But the 1,500, when you're getting that range, I mean, like we already mentioned, there's already great content creators out there who cover statues. I mean, hell, some of them are our friends. So, there's plenty out there that can give you a well-informed and educated, opinion on the matter.
Right.
They'll tell you straight up if it's trash. They're not bought off by these companies. So just stay informed. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, and the information is there. It's not like you're living under the rock and you have no idea what's going on in the world. But
right, you wouldn't
just
be buying a statue.
I know, right? So
Like,
just to
And it
just
never,
to
and
kinda-
it, and it never helps to, I mean, you can pull out. If it's a reputable company, you should be able to pull out. If you put that money down, or you made a bunch of payments, and you say, hey, hey, I've had, even I think with Jazz Inc., it was a couple of, I remember Yoast making some he made a point that it was some people in the earlier days when they were shipping out the cockpits. Some people pulled out, and it wasn't because of they didn't like the product. It was because of life changes. Somebody lost a job, or somebody was having a baby and stuff like that. They were able to pull out, and considered to like Prime One and Blitzway, Yoast in Jazz Inc. is still a small company, and he was still able to honor people pulling out. So,
Yeah.
because other people wanted to buy the product, so you should still be able to pull out. So, I agree with what the panel was saying. Be informed, look at all the reviews, take a look at everything. If you put all this money down, I mean, you obviously are interested and you want to know where your money is going. Because I know me, I just bought the Proton, the Kickstarter to the Proton pack, and you can believe every time Hasbro sends me an email, I'm right on it. Like, okay, and that's a $400, and that's a $400 thing. That's cheap
Right,
compared to
Oh
right,
something
yeah,
like
Yeah.
this.
absolutely.
right.
So,
Well,
you know,
keep in mind that there's not only videos, there's also blogger sites that'll do a full up write up reviews on various things. So if if you're watching a video and you're getting that opinion, there's actual blogs. I mean, paragraphs of like down to the paint apps, the sculpting, everything, the mixed media, whatever. They'll detail. Just be informed. Try to educate yourself as much as
Right,
possible in that situation. If you're
right,
on the fence
right.
waiting for final product.
Terry said, "Did they say it's fake though?" I thought, no, I don't think they said that. I haven't heard anything. If you guys heard something, let me know because I haven't heard anything.
Even if they did, the
Oh,
topic
they
still
did say.
stands.
Oh,
You know.
he said they did say it's fake. I haven't
Well,
heard.
I'm just saying, even if it's fake, the whole topic still makes sense. Just being educated about getting into something on a final product and having to judge it by purchasing it.
Right. Assuming that this is not fake. I mean, I don't think I haven't heard anything that is fake or not. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know though.
But assuming that it's legit, right? Should Prime One Studio or maybe any other company that provides any type of stuff should hold off on shipping or revise the health scope? Like if you're scheduled to ship anytime, they should say, you know what, let's just fix it. Like what Hot Toys did. Should they do that, Paystrick?
I think so. Because I mean, it's you got a lot of people buying these products and spending a lot of money, especially on this piece. And when they get it, they're not going to be happy about it. And you'll have people that'll want to return. You'll have people that'll never buy their products again. And I'm sure they get phone calls and get emails with people saying that hey, we're not ever going to buy your stuff again. This is trash. And I think they get that feedback. And so they're going to try to correct any errors that they can to prevent future problems down the road.
True. Jay, what do you think?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I'm a company, my reputation is everything, right? So I would just hold off. Definitely if we know that we get that final product, because they have because I think it's two phases. You have the prototype, and then you have the final product. And when that final product comes back, and you have all the people, remember, there's a bunch of people standing in that room, and they're looking at it, and they're like, "Is this good?" And they have test collectors, people to come in like us to look at these final products too. And if that final product doesn't check all the boxes, go back to the drawing board. Who cares when it's supposed to ship? I don't think the collectors, especially spending that type of, they have it, that type of money to spend on it, they want it to be right. So just put up something saying, hey, we're going to, we were scheduled to ship, but because they did that with the Millennium Falcon cockpit, that's a great
Right,
example, Dante.
right.
They did it with that because there was it was a few that went
Two
out.
screws in
That,
the front. That was no, but
exactly.
those weren't acceptable though. Like, and they glad they did. And one point that I have to give to Juice is that he did listen to feedback and he
Yeah,
did take action on those, right?
absolutely.
Because one thing is you knowing what's going on and ignoring it and just gonna have your consumers suffer and pay the price for it, or take action and fix it while you can, right? If you have this problem with this health scope, but it's really not that good for the price consumers are paying, it is your responsibility as a company to correct that,
Yeah.
because then you don't give a fuck then about your the people who's buying the product. And this is not like $100 statue. This is $1,400 $1,500 all in, right? And think about if you buy the bust with the head sculpt to put on this statue, is that one also having the issues? I don't think I've seen anything related to that, but that to me needs to be revised. But closing points on this one, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement here on this one. I mean, like I said, we saw it with Hot Toys, right? They're just like anybody else, right? They're a business, and again, it harkens back to just the kind of the world that we live in now with instant information and instant communication, with everybody all over the world. So companies in general can't be pulling like a Grievous. You know what I'm saying? They just that those days are gone, bro, because the consumers speak out. When it's justified. I mean, yeah, we get haters, right? I mean, it doesn't matter what Hot Toys, for example, release. There's always people bitching on you know what I mean? But
It's
the
always like
valid
that.
criticisms, right? The vast majority of fans will express their, displeasure with something, and a company doesn't have a choice at that point. If they want to continue to keep doing that, then they're going to see their numbers continually to gradually decline. So I think
Yeah, Sideshow does
full,
that.
yeah, and I get there's not like full transparency between a company and its customers, because there's a lot of things that are just better left not to say. You don't want to say like, oh, we screwed up, or oh, this could have been better, right? Because then you're casting doubt into your customers. So, but I still think, yeah, if there's a problem and enough people speak out and express their discontent with it, I think a company's obligated at that point to realize, yeah, okay, we could have done better, and we will do better.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think what we need to do just to close this topic here is one, if you are hesitant of buying anything, if you're new to a specific line and you want to make sure that you're putting your money in the right place, just make sure you see the final product. Make sure it meets your expectations. Make sure you have the budget for it. And of course, if you're not comfortable, don't buy it. Simple as that. Just don't buy it, right? And if you are in the middle of the game, meaning that you already pre-ordered it, maybe you already are on payment plans, and there's something that doesn't look right, you have the right to speak up and talk to the company and say, "Hey, this is what you told me. This is what you're giving me. I don't agree. I want my money back." And you need to do that because that's at the end of the day, whatever you buy, you need to be happy with it. You cannot just buy something knowing that it has issues because you're spending a lot of money. So that's the bottom line, right? But yeah, we're almost like 80 people. So hit the like button. We only have like 30 likes, 40 likes. Come on,
I know what's going
let's
on,
make.
guys.
Come
You can do
on,
better than that.
I'm
come on. We
disappointed.
can do better than this. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. So now let's talk about this topic. Because I saw this. I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see.
Oh,
So Hot Toys decided to tease classic Loki, right? And we know what happened, right? We know that Soso Toys already announced their um, classic Loki version, right, with the lizard Loki and frog Thor, whatever. But now Hot Toys is kind of saying, "Hold my beer." So Jay, is this a possibility of Hot Toys versus third-party companies?
Absolutely, yes. And if you look at this right here, the funny thing is they didn't show us nothing. They showed us a
Right.
silhouette. And it's like, if you're gonna do this, really do it. Show me. We want to see that head sculpt. Show us that actor's head sculpt. That's one of my favorite actors. Can't remember his name right off the top of my head right now, but he's great. He was in the Warlock movies back in the day, and he was in Star Wars. But yeah, if you show us that head sculpt, and I know they probably don't even have a head sculpt to really show us right now. You could tell it's not final, but they just want to throw it out there to be like, hey, we know the third party is coming, but we're going to do better. So here it is, and people have Hot Toys has a very loyal fan base. So yeah, I do consider it kind of like Hot Toys versus third party. Because if you notice that they're taking on a lot of a third. I mean, you had the third party cable, they're doing a cable. You had the third party version of this figure, they're doing this figure. They do that a lot. And yeah, I wonder who's going to do it best. I mean, regardless, it's going to be great for us. So, yeah.
Well, just to give you pastry, just to give a hint of what Jay just mentioned, we had Toys Era cable, and then you had Hot Toys cable, and you can see the difference.
Absolutely.
What is your expectation on this one? Do you think this is gonna blow it out of the park, or is gonna be less it would not be as good as the Soso toy, because that Hescope is actually pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. We just got a
It
super
is.
chat actually that is on subject with that.
Oh, okay. So let me read this one. Carlos with the $5 donation. Thank you so much, my friend. He said, "I'm new to this, but has there been a time when a third party figure is better than the Hot Toys one?" That's a pretty good question. Uh, Patrick, I'm gonna give you the honors of responding, and then I'm just gonna ask everyone.
We may see that happen with this. I mean, how much
Mm,
better can they get than that third party one? You know, the third party one was, in my opinion, on point. So, I mean, it's either going to be a very close call or this may not be as good as the third party one. We'll have to see, but this may be the perfect answer to your question is this upcoming figure here.
Mm.
yeah.
Jay.
I think what it's going to do is going to come down to, I think both of the head sculpts, we know, especially when it comes to actors and people of a certain age, Hot Toys knocks it out the park. They just do older gentlemen very well, older ladies. They do them very well. Look at the older Han Solo and older Princess Leia, for example. They do
Mm.
those type of figures very well. The third party is nothing to sneeze at as well. I think what's really going to be the determining factor between these two figures is going to be the materials of that costume. We all know Hot Toys
Mm.
uses better materials than the third party companies. They just can't do it. They just can't do what Hot Toys does when it comes to those materials. And I think that's what's going to be the determining factor.
Hmm. Anthony.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the specifics of the question, because if you're trying to do a direct comparison figure for figure, we don't have much to go off on that, right? I mean, we do have a third party cable, and we're about to get the Hot Toys cable. In that respect, you can compare the two. I'm pretty sure the Hot Toys cable is going to be way better, but there hasn't usually been and that's the latter. Cause Hot Toys was like, you know what, we're just going to make one. But typically, third party figures that come out are figures that are not out, that Hot Toys have not made.
Yeah.
I mean, like 99% of third party figures are, you know what I mean? Just figures that Hot Toys never made. So they're like, you know what, we're going to capitalize on this because there's a demand for it. But in respect, I mean, I think, I mean, if you're going to go on a broader sense, I think Hot Toys is just superior to third party. There's
Right.
some great third parties, but yeah.
I think the way we're gonna see this is if Hot Toys decides to do the Green Goblin or decides to do the Doc Ock, and when the cable is released, I mean, by looking at cable, the prototype pictures, you can see it's really detailed, right?
Yeah.
Now, the chances to keep the same likeness is high because besides here, some examples like what happened with Tony Stank and many maybe older Hescopes, I think the rate of the percentage of decreasing from the prototype to the final product is really not that high. Some of them are off just a little bit, but not like 40% off, right? Again, just take the Tony Stank exercise from this comparison, because obviously that was the exception. But if you are objectively speaking, if you compare, for example, Darkseid Anakin from the prototype to the final product, Count Dooku from the prototype to the final product, Ray from the Rise of Skywalker from the prototype to the final
Yeah.
product, it was actually an improvement. So it was a much better. Same thing happened with Kylo Ren. It was an improvement from the prototype. So
Professor Hulk too.
Professor Hope, it was an improvement. So we can name many examples that the Hot Toys
Yeah.
improved Hescopes, but at the same time, only few. We can name only few. If you can name more than 10, I mean, it will be a lot. But we can name only few. Like, for example, that went to the wrong side, like Tony Stank, the smiley face, Ant-Man, which they never actually showed the Hescope. It was blurred all this time until it was released.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a shady movie, you asked me. But again, it's not a main character, so I guess nobody cared much because the suit and everything else was really good. But then that's it. I mean, I can think of other head sculpts that were like trashy, really,
It's
really,
very
really
rare. It's
bad. It's
very
really
rare.
rare. So the
Yeah.
chances are that Hot Toys is gonna blow this figure, is gonna make it really good, and you know, again, they have the license, so they can play around with different techniques. They can play around with different portraits.
Yep.
They have what they need to do it. Sosa Toys don't. They just look at pictures, reference pictures, and try to make it as good as they can.
Yep.
Not to say that their product is bad, because it's not. It looked good on the prototype. Let's see how that translates to the final product. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's a third party company, right? And
Well, and
things
yeah,
can
and they're
change.
mostly unlicensed. I mean, and they're a lot cheaper, and it's really kind of, they could just put anything out and make a quick buck. Whereas Hot Toys
Right.
has a reputation for, the intellectual properties that they're licensed to. If Hot Toys was consecutively releasing shitty product after shitty product,
It will be a problem.
Yep.
it's going to be a problem. Yeah.
Right. Right. So I'm gonna go with this one with Paystrick. So you guys know, but if you know, at one point Hot Toys started as a third party company, right? Eventually they got licenses and they got,
Mhm.
over time they got where they are right now.
Yep.
So is it fair to say that at one point companies like maybe Sosa Toys or Toys Era might get the actual license from a specific line to create more competition in the market, and now you're not going to have only Hot Toys to deal with, but you're going to have these other companies that are now licensed producing maybe the characters that you can get from Hot Toys because they just don't do those. Do you
Mhm.
think, Paystrick, at one point that could be a possibility, and that for real will create the competition that maybe it will benefit us, the consumers?
I think so. I think they know that risk, that they they know, like, they, especially like with the fact that they made this Loki after seeing the third party, they were probably like, "Oh crap, that's good. What if Disney calls them, and instead of shutting them down, they pump a bunch of money into them?" And then
Right.
I think they know that if Disney or somebody of that sort funded them, that it could be a potential risk for their company. So I think they're kind of watching, and they're very good with keeping up with stuff. They're going to do everything they can to stay a step ahead as long as they possibly can. But it's business. It's inevitable for something to come along that can compete with them. It's just a matter of time before that happens, though, and we don't know when that could be.
Hmm.
You know.
That's right.
Good point. What do you think, Anthony?
What was the question again?
If a third party company decides or gets a license for a specific line and they start making figures that Hot Toys is not doing it, but in a legal capacity, in a legitimate license
Oh,
capacity.
I mean, we're going through that right now. I mean, even myself. I mean, that's this. There's people out there who have had experience in the field, or especially in business, and then they have connections. Maybe they know people who are really good at sculpting. It's just like any other business. You bring that plan, that crew that you've built together, you put that proposal out. There's everybody out there. If it's Sony, and that's not a blanket thing either. Keep in mind, like Hot Toys may have Marvel, but do they have Marvel? Period. I don't know.
Hmm.
Do they have all DC? So there's other, because we see that from time to time. There's other companies that can share licenses. So if you have a solid, there's people out here. They're coming up and they're turning into legitimate companies. So whether that's not really on Hot Toys, for example. I mean, like, there's not much they can do about that if they can't produce everything. But it's just the
Right.
natural course of business. I mean, there's people are going to be always up and comers. So
Fair enough. Brother Cousins, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, do you think I think at the end of the day, if we have more competition, if we have more companies producing figures
Mhm.
legally, right, with a license, whether
Yeah.
it is your favorite character or a side character, it still adds value to the consumers because you have options, right? That you can confidently buy a figure, knowing that the likeness is going to be there,
yeah,
knowing that this company has the rights of the particular character or art or actor, actress, whatever that is. You know, I think it will help. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think if third-party companies start getting licenses, it could be a potential, uh, create more competition in the market, and will Hot Toys be
Absolutely.
confident enough to say, I got this?
Yeah, I think that would definitely help them level up. And I, for one, as much as I love Hot Toys, I would love to see that, because then you have them, one, they'll level up. That would be good for us, for the consumers. Two, Hot Toys leaves a lot of damn money on the table. A lot of, like we were just talking about villains. I mean, it makes no sense that we hope they're going to make villains. No, we should be getting villains. Spider-Man has the best rogues gallery of any comic book character out there. Him and Batman. And
Yeah, I
speaking
was
of
gonna say
Batman,
the Batman.
of the Batman, I mean, we should be getting Batman. And a friend of mine asked me, he was like, why all the Christopher Nolan stuff from Hot Toys? It was like, well, it's a whole thing going on with the with the with the with the statue companies, and they're trying to keep up. And then a friend of mine said, where are the new Batman, like the new Batman, the Batman movie we're getting in March? Where are those figures? What's going on? So it'd be nice if we had another company. I think somebody in our chat, I forget his name, Roberto Navarro, he just said, yeah, he's all for DC getting So Toys getting the DC license. Absolutely. I totally agree. Like, to get it and then have it legit. That would be great. That would be, because we didn't get Suicide Squad figures. Well, one, and
DC's so rare with Hot Toys. It's
very rare.
it's almost non-existent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think definitely. I think, just to answer that question, absolutely. I would love a third party company to come up and just be that competition. I mean, let's take it back. I love wrestling, so let's take it back to wrestling. WWE, or back then WWF, was at its best when when WCW was like on their ass. So you had that. The Monday Night Wars was great, and it was great because people were literally fighting. It's sad, but people were literally fighting for their jobs, but it made the content so great. And who benefited from that? The viewers.
Yep.
So
It's true.
Yeah,
I mean, you can kind of look at it like Sideshow, and I know they're not a third party, but Sideshow does dabble in making figures that Hot Toys does not. For example, a lot of clones they had made, remember? Things like that. Now, I'm not saying their quality's up to that level, and I think Hot Toys knows that. So Hot Toys is kind of looking down their nose, right?
Yeah.
They're like, we don't have anything. But now, if you get these up-and-comers coming up that are like kicking ass and hungry, then Hot Toys is like, oh, shit. Maybe we can't be slacking as much as we'd like, because everybody cuts corners, right? It's business, so healthy competition is great for consumers, just like anything, because now people have to keep innovating and keep one-upping each other. When the other company is a threat, then that company, in this case Hot Toys, has to keep getting better and better.
Right. We always need options, especially when you're in this business of collecting, right? You want to have options, but also you want to make sure that whoever you buy them from is a good company, right? That you're comfortable buying with.
Right.
That they have the license, and yes, there's many third parties that are really good. So, that's a fact. But I mean, obviously, would you rather buy a third party or a licensed figure? Unlicensed or licensed? Obviously, you're gonna probably move more towards getting a licensed figure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would do that. I mean, everyone is different, but it just makes sense, I think, right? But yeah, so I think that's a good topic of discussion. I think this is something that needs to be discussed, because it potentially can happen. I mean, you see what's going on, what Hatos did, once what Soso Toys did, and all those little fights they're having, and Pastry, you mentioned this, that you know what if a company sees the potential of this company and say, hey, listen, I want you to produce this for me, I'm gonna pay you this XYZ amount of money. Think about what happened with Jazz Inc., right? When he started doing the Batmobile, it was unlicensed. It was like a third party type of thing.
Yeah.
But then he got licensed because they approached him and say, yo, I like your product,
because he's
let's work
amazing.
together. He did a good job.
Yeah.
So now he's licensed. He went through the whole process, right? And they kind of so potential with this guy, right? And it could possibly happen with those third-party companies that they are actually pretty good, but maybe they need that extra push. Maybe Disney says, you know what, I like this particular company. They're doing this character, so let's just work on a license, and maybe we can just work together. I don't know, but more competition brings more options for us. Obviously, if it's licensed, you're gonna pay a bit more than a normal third party because, again, license, right? There's some fees involved, but you know.
Well,
But
you're
anyway,
paying a premium official product.
right, right.
You know, that goes without. I mean, it just depends on what you want as a consumer. You know, when we were kids, you want to buy GI Joes. You didn't want to buy Action Man Hero or whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? You're like this crap. Like you want the properties that you are into. So it's always best to get the official.
Right, right. All right, so now let's talk about some rumors here. So, you guys saw the Bat Pod was released, right? And some rumors are saying that this figure is going to be next. And it will make perfect sense because one, this is pretty much a 2.0. They already have everything they need to do it. Maybe some improvements here and there. We already saw what happened with Catwoman, right? The reissue, well, actually re-release or 2.0 with some improvements. But I think this one is coming very soon. That's what I was told, that it's coming soon. Soon could be, I don't know, eight years from now. But that's what they said. Soon. I think it will make sense, to see this guy be released. And honestly, I think we're gonna see Bane, and I think we're gonna see the Joker.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have to. It's long overdue.
Yep.
Long overdue. Now, another, and this is funny because every live stream we speak about this, and because we have no choice, kind of thing, right? We have to talk about this figure because it's getting kind of like, okay, give it to me already. Come on, dear Howard. So we might see this soccer girl Friday. That's what the rumors
Hope so.
are saying. We were told that Ahsoka is ready. We were told that Cable is ready. We were told that Darth Maul is ready. We were told that Pennywise is getting closer to the release. And as soon as let me tell you this, as soon as Pennywise is released, Will and I were gonna do a live stream, and we're gonna do something fun for you guys. I don't want to spoil it, but you'll see when that comes out what we have in plan. What the plans are for this. But yeah. So yeah, Ahsoka channel probably it's gonna be Friday. So fingers crossed it happens this time because man, I'm tired of waiting.
Me too.
Me too.
Who else is tired of waiting for this girl?
I am so
I think
tired.
everybody, right?
This will
Very
make my
tired.
Christmas. Seriously, when this figure is released, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. When this figure is released, I'm gonna randomly, I'm gonna do a video about it, and I'm gonna randomly give whoever leaves a comment on my page randomly. I'll pick, and I'll give $25. And I'll pay.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Yes.
spam your channel, man, with all
Me
the
too.
comments.
I'm just gonna get like 10,000
I'm gonna get all my
comments, so I
bots.
got a better chance of winning.
I'm gonna get.
I'm
all my
gonna be
bots.
that happy. I really want that.
Okay.
I really want this figure for Christmas. Seriously, that would make my Christmas.
And I know, right?
Yeah.
But Darth Maul is on his way too. So I mean, December's
What?
still like a few more weeks left for December. So December is not
Yeah.
over yet.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna see a bunch of figures coming before they go to the Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
So we should expect to see a lot of figures coming at once. Like probably what happened in October that we got like 5 figures at one time.
Yeah.
You know?
That was like in 1 week, right?
It was like a
Mhm.
1 week.
Yeah, well, whatever they have done now, they're gonna want to shut. They're gonna want to push out because it's gonna be like a month or so of nothing, no production. Everybody's on vacation. It's if they have back stock, they need to get this shit out like now. So in the next few weeks. Yeah.
Dante, Christmas Day. I'm telling you.
Christmas Day, Pennywise, December 24th, the Christmas Eve.
Nope.
We're gonna see this guy coming out. And if he happens, I'm just gonna crack up because I have no idea. But this guy is soon. So all these figures are expected to ship in December, according to SciShow. And it's been kind of like it's the way it's working right now. This is what I'm seeing. The way it's working right now is they're definitely coordinating this. This is not something that is just happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a coordination happening because you see SciShow putting videos, then you see Hong Kong releasing the figure. You see them doing something first and then they do it after. So it is definitely a coordination. This is not random stuff. So if you ask me whether all these figures are already ready, 100% they're ready. And probably they're waiting for the first wave of figures to come, especially Ahsoka, especially Maul, especially
I think
probably
all of these
Cable.
are on a boat, man.
I
And
think
they
you're
just
right.
waiting to get the first. Hey, I got my one pallet of these figures. Like I have my first
Exactly.
batch. Let's do it. Boom. Everything is announced like back to back, and you're gonna be like, "What the f? Where am I gonna
Yep.
get the money to pay all this stuff?"
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's what's going on. Same thing with Mark 85. Mark 85 is being long overdue as well. The battle damage one.
Mm.
It's also scheduled to be to ship in December, which is this month. So they have a lot to release, man, and the days
Yeah.
are passing quick.
Yeah.
They are.
The year's
We're
almost
already
over.
halfway. We're halfway into the month right now. Today's the 15th. Well, going into the 16th tomorrow. So, and they're probably already in the 16th in Hong Kong. So it's just like, yeah, we need these figures. Please, we really need them. I mean, I feel like December has been a drought. It's been a drought in December, but things have been really. We got the quarter scale Mando. We got the back pod. We got a couple of things this month, but I just feel that it's been a drought because we didn't get the things that we were expecting to get. So I don't know.
We never
oh
are.
my god, this too. I want this so bad.
Yep.
Oh man.
So yes, so this is something that was pushed to be released sooner, obviously because of the Book of Boba Fett. So don't be surprised if you see this guy coming before the end of the year, or maybe first week of January, or maybe before they go on Chinese New Year, because that would make sense. That would make perfect sense.
Would you be mad if this came out before Ahsoka?
Actually, I will not. You know why I will not be mad? Because this is a badass character, man.
yes,
It's a badass character. And Carlos, with another $5 donation, thank you so much, my friend. With PayPal reporting taxes for 600 plus in annual sales, do you think the aftermarket prices will go up? Maybe the Facebook prices will match eBay. I think okay. This is a good question actually, and this is what I was thinking. Right. I think in order to be a win-win, I think from the seller perspective, right? If I'm selling something to you and you know me, right? Meaning that like you know me, I would probably ask people to pay me as friends. And then people can say, yeah, but but what happens if you don't ship my figure? Of course, there's a risk. Always there's a risk. So when you pay someone, family, friends and family, you need to basically trust and know the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I sell you something and I ask you to pay me as family, as friend, I mean, I will definitely send you the whatever you're paying for next day, well packed, even better than other retailers, because $400 is nothing compared to my reputation, right? I take my reputation very seriously, right? And again, that's just me. I think you're gonna see a lot of transactions going family and friends, and probably you're gonna see more scams happening. Unfortunately,
Definitely.
but it's gonna, just because if you pay me as friend, I don't think you're gonna get that exception for the $600. I haven't seen. I was reading to it, and I haven't seen anything that says that. So that being said, it is
No,
possible.
because in PayPal's like that's why there's a friends and family for PayPal.
Exactly.
Because it's literally I'm sending money to a friend or family member because they're my friends or family and they need to borrow a few bucks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you can circumvent that, by just charging that way. But again, there are risks because you're not guaranteed your item and you're not protected for a refund. So
No, but if you pay as friends and you use your credit card, right? You can dispute it. You can dispute the charge with your credit card.
you can, however, you're disputing. So let's say you call your Visa card or something and you go, hey, I'm disputing this charge. I'm not disputing this charge against Dante. I'm disputing this charge against PayPal. And then PayPal will be like, well, those are the rules. So now you see what I'm saying?
No, you can still
but
get
you still can.
your,
You still can, and it might be, it's just there's going to be more scams. It's going to be more of a pain in the ass, is basically.
Right.
Mhm.
But yes, but you still can dispute the charges, and you can still get your money back. It's a bit longer process if you pay family and goods and services, right? That you can actually get a claim, and it will take time as well. But I think it might take a bit longer if you do as friends. But yeah, JC said credit card always on your side. That's true. You can dispute a charge, and that's it. They have to say, "Oh, why are you disputing the charge?" You said because I want to fucking dispute it. Here's a fraud. They're gonna have to honor it, and
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? Then the other account gets blocked, whatever. So, the point is that it is possible that prices are gonna increase. Maybe you're gonna see Facebook groups increasing their prices as well. But I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this 600 plus in annual sales to get taxed on this, because we're already paying a lot of taxes, man.
Yep.
I'm just saying, we're already paying a lot of taxes for this. This is really ridiculous to me. $600 or more. I think I can understand if you do more than 10,000 in sales, right? It's
Yeah,
kinda
600 is
considered
nothing.
but
Like, it's-
$600 it's just like freaking stupid.
Yeah, but now that's not PayPal, right? That's like IRS stuff, if I recall, right? It's not a PayPal policy.
I haven't
No,
read
it's
too
not
much
PayPal.
into
It's an IRS policy. But
Yeah.
my point is, if you pay as good as services, right? If you buy in a product for a sale, right? But if you pay as friends, if I send you cash app or whatever, you don't. It's like I'm sending you like a
Right,
friend. Hey, I'm going
right.
to you
Or Apple Pay or
800
Zelle
bucks
or something like
or
that.
whatever.
There's
So
alternatives.
I think you're gonna see more transactions like that happening, and probably you're gonna see a more increase in scam.
Yeah.
just to say that.
definitely.
Because that unfortunately that's what it is, and especially with the pandemic, a lot of people need the money, so they don't give a
Yeah.
crap, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to get some money. And it's gonna be inconvenient. Maybe they get the money, run away with it, but then you have to deal with all the bullshit to get your money back. You're gonna get it, but still, it's inconvenient dealing with it, right? You can sleep about it for whatever amount it is, especially if it's $600 or more. You're gonna be like,
Absolutely.
It's an inconvenience. That's the truth, right?
Have you guys seen this new scam on eBay? So they changed their system, right, to where you don't get paid until after the product is delivered and so and such. It's like 2 weeks. Well, there's a new scam. Somebody told me about it where they have a pre-order for an item, and the person I talked to had this with a
Yes.
6 figure, and they said, "Hey, it's a pre-order. It'll be a while, but we'll reach out to you." Little time goes by, and they'll say, "Hey, it's shipped. We don't have the product yet, but we're going to send you a gift for your waiting." Boom. They put the tracking number in. The product was marked as delivered. Hey, we're still waiting for the product. We'll ship it soon. That time period for your refund is over. And then they just don't say
Right,
nothing.
the sale
It's
ticket's
done for.
closed, and
Yep.
Wow.
And so
That's
they're using that
terrible.
loophole. And
Right.
with the messages, it's like, "Hey, we so-and-so. We got your product. It's coming soon. Don't worry." So keep an eye out for that. Like if you put a sketchy pre-order in on eBay, I'd probably cancel that if I were you in the chat. But
I would just
Right.
never pre-order anything on eBay.
never.
That happened
Just
with
why would you? Yeah, just don't
that
ever do
happened
that.
with my cousin with a Mando heavy armored Mando like a month ago. And
man.
it didn't sound right when he told me about it. I was like, dude, that doesn't sound right. Because I think he was buying it at cost. He was like, oh, he's selling it for like, it's a pre-order for like, I think he said it was like for $300 and some dollars. I was like, that doesn't sound right. I was like, you're not paying attention to my friend Aries' channel, are you?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
definitely shout out to
absolutely.
Aries. You need to watch his channel, Six Cantina. if you haven't checked the website. If you're looking for Star Wars figures and you want to know the price, the actual price, you should check the
He is your
website.
man.
You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, he's a very good content. Shout out to Fabio, Fast Figures, Easy Company Collectibles, Josh from Comic Concepts. Check him out. Actually, Josh and we're gonna be working together now, so that's good news for the channel. So we're working together. Not to say that if I get a figure, I'm gonna definitely trash it because I don't give a crap, and he doesn't, and he knows that. So, but just kind of like support my locals. You know, we're in the U.S., so we try to help each other out. But yeah, so if you want to get any figures, check Comic Concepts. Put the link in the description as well. Hit the like button, guys. We almost. Well, actually, not almost, but we're 51 likes, 81 people watching.
Yeah, I was like,
Come
not
on.
even.
I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds to hit the like button. We're not gonna say anything for 10 seconds. Just hit the like button. $52, 55. Let's go. Let's make it more.
Hey.
Let's do this. 58, 59,
Nah.
60. I see 60. Come on. 61. Let's go. 60, yes, 60. 70. Do I see 70? 61. Hit the like button, guys. Let's make it to 70 likes. At least 61. So we're getting there. So yeah, so it's so much going on, man. So much going on. So good news is tomorrow I'm gonna go watch Spider-Man No Way Home with my kids. So I can wait for that. Don't worry, I will not spoil anything. There's no spoiler. Guys, make sure you check out all these guys' channels. Make sure you check them out. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to mine if this is your first time here and you want to subscribe to my channel. By all means, you can. What do? I do unboxings, I do reviews, I do shows, live streams, anything collecting, right? So if you haven't subscribed, do that. Mr. Anthony from Six Cal Mafia, what's going on the Mafia side?
Well, a lot of work right now. So as soon as I'm done with that, we'll be doing our stream again soon. You guys are all invited. I know, Jay and Dante for sure. We're working on a PEYSTRICK. You want to come on? We're trying to do Mondays. It's just between work and this holidays, and everybody's like on different time zones. It's like it's been a little rough. So I think Mondays we're going to be doing our live streams. Few reviews coming in the works. It's cool. Almost at 600. I think around 1,000. As soon as I hit that 1,000, man, I've got either an IG-11 or a heavy infantry Mando. I'm just kidding. Yeah,
somebody's being generous.
Yep, nice. Yep. I was hoping. It's just been I've been a little slow on my end, but it's been going pretty good, man. So we got like I said, the stream's going, a couple reviews coming, and I've got everything. Of course, is 6 Cal Mafia. We got our Facebook group and Instagram and all that.
The Mafia world.
Yeah, the Mafia world, man. Come check it out if you haven't already.
And Comic Concepts. Oh yes, Josh, thanks for reminding me, my friend. We have a giveaway going. Yes, we have a giveaway. So check my Instagram page for details. I'm gonna put the story right after the stream. Is for the 6,000 subscribers. So we are getting there. I think we're only away 25 subscribers or something like that, 35 or 25. So we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer. So check out the rules. You will be able to win a brand new Hot Toys, either a rescue figure, either a Jet Troopers, or either a Spider-Gwen, and I think that's it. So you have options. Brand new, courtesy of Comic Concepts. So check it out. Do that. Jay, what's going on your channel?
Oh man, once again, thank you for having me. It's always been a blast hanging with you guys. Awesome. We got a couple of things going. Best of the best, we're taking a week off. just thank you once again. Thank you guys all for
We
being
are.
on the first stream last week.
All right.
But taking this week off for Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm going to see it tomorrow. I gotta do that. So yeah, we'll be seeing that tomorrow. We're gonna be back next week on the 23rd, that Thursday, Christmas Eve as I like to call it. So we're gonna be doing that stream. That's going to be good. Also, I got the video, the top 10 figures of 2021. That's coming out. I'm trying to hold off. I have my list ready, but I'm just waiting for just in case something else comes out to squeeze in there. It's 10 figures, but actually I have about 13 in mind. So it's 10 figures and 3 honorable mentions. So that's going to be cool. We're also having a contest that's connected to that video, so we're going to be giving away one of the figures that's featured on that list. Not sure just yet, but stay tuned for your chance to win, and that's going to be dope. Also, I also got another stream coming out. So it's actually my brother's stream. We call it and what is it called?
Brother Cousins Toys Review.
Brother Cousins Part 2.
Brother Cousins Brother Friend.
Brother Cousins Brother Friend. We do movie reviews, and that's going to be cool. We're actually going to be reviewing the Hawkeye series, so we're going to be reviewing that in its entirety. We're going to be doing a review for that tomorrow, and for the finale of that next week, and of Spider-Man 2. It's going to be great. It's called the name of that. It's called the 0 Hour. That's the name of it. So stick around for that. We'll have that coming as well. So. You got best of the best. You got the 0 Hour. You got the top 10 video and contest, and that's it for Brother Cousins. And any other news or anything, Hot Toys release, they put out something, I'm dead on it. So we'll have a lot of reviews and stuff like that.
Mr. PEYSTRICK.
Got Christmas Eve. I'm doing a collection tour. It'll be dropping midnight, so that morning you'll be able to wake up and watch it, and that's coming. Gonna have some reviews coming soon. Just obviously figures aren't coming out very often, and most of the time I'm streaming with either Geeking Out or KG or Aries. And this is my first time on here tonight. Had a great time, but yeah, and I've got a few things coming up soon. But as of right now, things have been a little slow. But I've got some content coming soon. So
nice. So just make sure you check them out, guys. All the links in the description below. So what's going on my channel? So you need to check out my top 5 Spider-Man figures. This is a video that I did. It's more like a showcase. I put some music in it. I just want to see. I just want people to watch the video to get feedback. Because that's something I'm trying for the first time. I'm learning all this. So this is something that I think is the first time I've done it. So shout out to Anthony because he helped me with the effects for the top 5. And obviously he did my intro and outro. I'm still waiting for the other outro, but that's a different topic.
It's coming. It's coming. Just a little busy, man. I appreciate it, man. I think you've gotten good responses, and it's a good collab, man.
Yeah. So it was
Spider-Man video's dope. Check it out for real.
Absolutely, it's amazing.
So check it out. I just put the link on the chat if you want to check it out. I have a few reviews coming, and Deadpool zombies coming. Captain America.
Has he arrived yet?
It's tomorrow. I'm gonna get it tomorrow.
Oh, okay, tomorrow. Nice.
Captain America 2012. I'm gonna do the review as well, courtesy of my friend Fabio from Fast Figures, because he sent me one of his 50 billion figures. I asked him, Fabio, can you send me one to the review, please? And he was kind enough to send it to me. So shout out to you, my friend. Fabio always, save me. So Captain 2012 is coming. Harley Quinn is coming.
Nice.
And that's it, I think, so far. Next week we're gonna have the Between Collectors on Wednesday, so stay tuned for the panel. We're gonna have new people. Not to say that these people are not gonna be there because they're really good people, but I want to introduce new panel to you guys. So that's gonna be next Wednesday, probably. And again, this is probably. I'm gonna do a live stream next Friday, but don't quote me on that because for us, for Peruvians, Christmas is the 24th. I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna get my drinks. I'm on vacation, so I don't know if I'm gonna be doing. If I do something, it will be super short and sweet. But that's what's coming here. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone on the chat. Thank you Josh from Comic Concepts for showing up. And oh yeah, he has the Endgame Thanos shipping right now. He also has the Harley Quinn. Josh, is he sold out yet? Harley Quinn, but he has that. He has Flash as well. And whatever you have, just let us know in the chat. And the giveaway. I'm gonna enter our own giveaway. Yeah, right. You're gonna. But since we're working together with Josh, we might have some news for you guys. Some actual surprises for you. So stay tuned for that. So we have a lot going. Say with my friend Easy Property Collectibles. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check and subscribe to all my friends' channels. And as always, be well and see you around in the next video.